time, when political stories like this are going on, I choose not to say anything. Not because I don't care, but because I never can tell when the media is trying to spin me in some sort of political direction. I know that a lot of the times these stories involve that, but during wartime, that isn't always the truth. Sometimes we can only report what we see, and we can only discuss things as we see them. Now, I know every black person in the country was taken aback when they seen the picture of this young black woman with a Ukrainian basketball jersey on. And as we see war and missiles strike building and things like that, it invokes a lot of fear. And that's what they seem to want to accomplish. And then when we see stories like this one, this being Brittney Griner, by the way, in case you don't know who she is. She's a WNBA All-Star athlete who in the off-season plays for the Russian National League. She's on a team there in which I think has already won a championship, and she's exceedingly done very well. She is being held up for marijuana possession, I think, in some form. I think it was in a vape form, if I'm to be correct. However, Brittney Griner was arrested almost about 2 months ago for possession of these cannabis oils. But they just chose right now to release the story. And once again, as we saw the other young lady, that was a recent story that had come out. You know, wondering about young people from our country playing for the Ukrainians and being overseas and now being in a lot of danger with imminent war going on. And so, for Brittney Griner's case, you know, I hope she gets out of jail soon. I hope that due process in Russia works out for her. But knowing that, you know, the United States is going to place all kinds of sanctions on Russia. Anybody who's an American citizen locked in Russian jails or stuck as diplomats on their lands, well, wishing the best for them may be an oversight. Maybe an oversight. If they suffer, we suffer. If we're abroad. But that leads me into my next conversation. How are people racially treated in Russia and the Ukraine? Let's check it out.
Why? Як why? Why? What kind of lesson is this? We don't have
Interesting. It seems like in the Ukraine, they're having some racial issues. And see, this is the problem, right? They want to drag black Americans into this Ukraine conversation. And they want to have us feel bad for the Ukraine because the Ukraine broke away from the USSR in 1989 during the Cold Wars with the Reagan administration. And they are a predominantly Anglo-Saxon population. So, of course, these motherfuckers over here is going to feel sorry for them. Because, you know, when shit was going on in Rwanda and all of these guerrilla warfares that go on in Guatemala and Brazil. They don't give a shit about that. Right? Wars in Angola, wars in all over the continent of Africa, wars all over South America. But in the places where we have been dominated, like Australia, you know, that type of shit, all over the Polynesian islands, dominated by European society. Oh, they in trouble. We got to send arms. We got to push troops over there. We got to do all this woo-dee-wah. But then you look at how the citizens is treated within their own country. See, anybody with a brown face or a dark face, outcast. Right? Well, this is why you can't engage us in your conversation. Because we don't give a fuck. I'll do my segment on Mother Russia next. Peace and blessings.